Providing value is what makes money. Whenever you provide a value for someone else, whenever you do something that helps an individual, if you want to understand humans, if you want to understand relationships, whenever you provide a value to someone else, someone who needs some kind of change in their life or some kind of improvement, or they actually need something that they've never had before, that is where money is made. That's where riches are created. And those are the basics for making money. Those are the basics for not being broke anymore. So often people are stuck at this mindset of, I do this to get the money. So it's a matter of, it's a concept of the working mind state. I show up to work, I do this amount of hours, and I get money for these amount of hours that I did. The money that you make with those type of jobs are always going to be in the similar range. As you work a certain job, you'll get paid a certain wage, and if you progress or you move jobs, etc., it's always a wage. It's always being paid by the hour. It's always being paid for the work that you do within that day. And that's an okay way to make money. But the real riches are made whenever you provide a value, whenever you give someone something that they want, something that's missing within their life. And that's where the real riches are created. Because we get paid for the value that we provide. The unfortunate reason why so many people are broke is because they work a job that's so predictable that they know exactly how much they're going to make at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and it's the same over and over again. So most people will be more than happy just to balance life like that. They make this amount of money and they spend this amount, and sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. So they just balance the amount that they make. They have no drive to make any more money, and they have no drive to go out and get something different with their lives. And if you're watching this video, I know you're someone who wants to make a change. You're someone who's recognized the difference needs to be made. If you want to make the biggest difference in your life, you've got to break that mind state where you believe that money has to be made by working a job, that you have to learn more, that you have to become some kind of professor to be able to make the money, that you have to go back to school, back to college and learn and become smarter at some kind of craft. That's only one way to make money, and often those people don't make the riches that are really out there. The millionaires and the billionaires change lives. They don't just go out and work a job. Those people actually change other people's lives. Whenever you go and create something that is either far better or a lot different than somebody else's product, you open up the opportunity to make money. Copying's not enough. You have to actually go out and provide value. And I know every single person out there has the ability to provide value, but you have to understand how much work really goes into it. Every single day that I work, that I go out and better myself, is a massive challenge. So I take myself day in and day out. I'm a different person every single day because of the amount that I do on a day, the amount of activity that goes on, the amount of interaction that goes on, the amount of progression that I make, and the amount of effort I put into bettering myself. I'm a different person on Monday than I am on Tuesday. I'm a better version of myself on the Tuesday. And the reason that I have to do all that, and the reason that I know that that's important, is because I'm trying to outdo the competition. I'm trying to have the edge. Now, you can make money in so many different ways. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. But you have to grasp the concept of providing for yourself, making your own money, and finding something that is not paid by the hour, but paid for the value that you know you can bring. Because you could be the best person in the office, but if they only want you to punch files all day, then you can only be paid for punching files. They're not going to pay you any extra because you're happier, because you're more positive, because you're doing amazing things outside that workforce. You only get paid what you do there. And I know your value's far beyond that if you're doing way more and you know you can do way more. But it's going to take something initial to change it up. The reason that I mentioned sales is because you can break that usual pattern of being paid by the hour and actually get paid for going out there and grinding. Because there's a big difference between the guy that makes 10 calls in a day and the guy that makes 150 calls in a day, who will not leave the office, who just keeps punching the numbers and ringing and ringing and ringing. But you have to better yourself. You have to know how to do these things. You have to know how to communicate. You have to know how to close. You have to know how to be able to take the terrible call that some people would give up on. But when you're relentless, whenever you know what you want, then those things are easy. When things don't go right, you go on to the next one. When you're not happy with yourself, you know it's more important to keep going and find out what you did wrong and better yourself. But you need to get out of that mind state of, I make the amount that my friends make and I'm just going to balance this. You have to find out how to bring the better value. You have to figure out how to change lives. And the best way and the easiest way to do it is to figure out how to do something that's far different or far better. The reason that cars are selling is because they keep getting better, or they come out with something different, something that's new. So people are either excited and want to get that new product, or else it's a better version of the last car that's came out. It's going to be more efficient, it looks better, or it's become faster. Something that has made that car better is what gives people the drive to go out and buy it. If you can look at yourself as someone who needs to bring that betterment, someone who's going to upgrade themselves and better themselves, you're going to be able to go out there in a marketplace. You're going to be able to go out there and provide a value. It might be difficult at the start, but the more you can keep working it, the more you can stay determined, the more money you're going to be able to make. But to say that you do this one secret tip and you make money, that's not the way life works. Life and making money, it comes from the things you do continuously. And it's not going to be one tip and one secret. It's going to be continuously going out there and staying driven and staying focused and having a mission to make that money. But you've got to bring a value, and you've got to make people's lives better. People want lives to get better. They don't want to. You can still be the guy that goes out and sells apples and oranges, or goes out and sells food at the local market. But if you want to make the big money, you've got to figure out where people are going and trying to get into that market and really bring a massive value. It's not enough if I was to talk on this subject, you're talking for 8 hours and it's still not enough. But if you can get those basic concepts, if you can start to get your mind running in that way, where you realize, I'm not looking to be the CEO of this company that I'm working at in 50 years or 40 years. I'm looking to be the man at the top immediately, as quick as possible. I know I can bring the value, and I'm going to outdo the competition. Or I'm going to do something that's so different. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Or maybe you realize you don't want to do that. Maybe you do want to work. But if you want to know why you're fucking broke, if you want to know why you're not making money, you're not doing anything that creates money. Money is not created by working hard at the job that pays £8 an hour, $10 an hour. Money is made whenever you keep grinding at something that has a high yielding return, something that gives you big return on investments. That's why people invest in real estate, because they understand the market and they know what the ROI is going to be. They know whenever I put in this amount of money, I know the people that I'm investing with. We all know each other. We know what we're doing. Let's put the money in. We know the market's going to change. But over time, the amount of profits that we make are going to be far bigger. But to get those concepts, to get those understandings, and then to make that money and have the ability to know where it goes, takes massive practice, massive discipline, continuous working, continuous knowledge, continuous experience. And whenever you combine all those, because you got to know what to do, then you've got to go out and do it. You got to see the results that it gets. Then you've got to go out again and apply it and keep applying it. And then you'll just have this continuous experience where you're getting more knowledge, you're getting more experience. Then you're learning from what the results you got from applying that knowledge. And then you keep going back out there and you do it. But it's the mindset, I think, is one of the biggest things. The psychology about money is one of the biggest things that people struggle with. And the moment that you can just break that continuous thinking of, well, I'm going to keep working so one day I can maybe get a pay raise, or I can get a better job, or I can get promoted. That's the slow process. That's the unless you enjoy that, and the reason you're probably watching this video and still watching it is because you don't enjoy it, well then this is the opportunity to not only break that old type of thinking, but also break the habit of going through what so many people have done before you. I hope this video reaches you well. I hope you can apply all of this advice I've shared in this video, and also to realize the importance of not just thinking in terms of money, but where money really comes from in the exchange of value. And if you have the intention to change lives, if you want to make millions of pounds, if you want to make billions of dollars, keep changing people's lives. It's going to be in that number, changing millions and billions of people's lives. Think of Elon Musk. How many people have had their lives changed because of what he's provided? How many people had their lives changed because of what Henry Ford provided? That's the type of attitude you've got to have. And if you have that, if you can bring that, then you'll always be rich. But if you settle, if you stop, then you open yourself up for a massive risk of losing. And if you don't ever start, then you'll never get the opportunity.